I found a hidden room in my new house. I wish I never opened it. I just moved into an old Victorian house on the outskirts of town. It's one of those fixer-upper places that look charming on the outside, but you know there are probably a few hidden issues inside. I was excited for the challenge, even though my friends kept warning me about how creepy the house looked. But hey, I figured it'd be fun. I like old houses, and the price was right. So, I spent the first few days cleaning, unpacking, and getting to know the place. It was a bit musty, and there were strange creaks in the floorboards, but nothing out of the ordinary for a house that hadn't been lived in for years. It wasn't until the third day, when I was exploring the attic, that I found it. At the far end of the attic, behind a bunch of old boxes, I noticed something strange, a small, barely visible door. It was almost like an afterthought, tacked onto the wall with a rusty handle. It was odd, because the rest of the attic was just one large, open space. No other doors, no staircases leading to another level, just that one tiny, inconspicuous door. I'm not one to shy away from curiosity, so I grabbed a flashlight and tried to open it. The handle creaked painfully, but after a little force, it popped open. The door led to a narrow, dark hallway. I figured it was some sort of storage room or utility space, maybe an old closet or maintenance area. But when I stepped inside, I realized it was much more than that. The hallway was surprisingly longer than it should have been, considering how small the house looked from the outside. As I walked further down, the temperature dropped drastically, and I could hear what sounded like faint whispers echoing off the walls. At first, I thought it was just the old house settling, but then I realized the whispers seemed to be following me. There was a door at the end of the hallway, but it was covered in thick, old dust. I hesitated, my hand frozen just above the handle. But again, curiosity got the better of me. I turned the knob and pushed the door open. The room inside was, well, it was wrong. It wasn't just the fact that it was completely empty. Not a single piece of furniture or decoration. It was the walls. They were covered in what looked like old, faded handprints. The handprints covered every surface, walls, floor, ceiling, as if someone had pressed their hands against every inch of the room, over and over again. They looked like they had been there for decades, maybe longer. Some were smeared, as if the person had been desperate to leave a mark before. I don't know, fading away. As I stood there in the doorway, I could feel the air growing heavier. The whispers from the hallway were now louder, more distinct. They were coming from inside the room, and they were clearer. Leave,